Welcome to Scooped, the ice cream review podcast where we try all the cone creations, signatures, slushes, and frozen foods on the East Coast to give you the ultimate scoop. My name is Holly Hagman, and with me is my co-host, husband, and ice cream connoisseur, Paul Percivali. Paul, did you know that when you have ice cream, anything is popsicle?
That's so lame.
I have made it my mission to start all of these with some kind of ice cream related joke or pun.
And I appreciate it.
So that was I found it on the internet, and it is I laughed more than I should have.
Doesn't make it any less lame.
And it was great. I loved it a lot. But thank you, those of you. This is Scooped episode 2. Thank you for returning to check out another episode with us, your hosts. In our last episode, we reviewed Carvel ice cream, which, for a reminder, we placed it at the A tier level on our ultimate ice cream tier list. For this episode, we are reviewing an ice cream chain local to central and southern New Jersey, Ryan's Homemade Ice Cream. It's not one that everyone has heard of, but we're hoping to change that with this podcast.
And side note, if you didn't see last week's podcast and this is the first one you're seeing, you should definitely go check out the one for Carvel.
Definitely. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We talked about Cookie Puss for a lot of time.
It's a freaky little thing.
He sure is. He sure is.
Alright, so here's a little bit of a background information about Ryan's Homemade Ice Cream. Directly from Ryan's Homemade Ice Cream website. Over 30 years ago, a local family ice cream shop was opened on Shrewsbury Avenue, Tinton Falls, with the dream of creating a family atmosphere where people could enjoy fresh homemade ice cream and gather together to create memories. Using the freshest local ingredients to create something special, a place where friendships are born, traditions are valued, and the sweet parts of life are appreciated, Ryan's Homemade Ice Cream was founded. Today, that tradition is carried on here and at our 2 new locations, with the importance of the original mission at the forefront of everyone's minds. With our specialty flavors like peach and pumpkin, to the old standbys of chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry, each one is created with our customers in mind. Our customers are like family to us. So we welcome you with open arms and hope that you savor each bite and enjoy each moment. Welcome to Ryan's. End quote.
Okay, I have thoughts on that, if it's okay with you.
Fine, go ahead.
So, do you feel like friendships were born and the sweet parts of life were appreciated at this place?
I mean, I don't think our server hated us,
That's
but I don't
true.
think that it became anything more than a friendship. And we're already the bestest of friends, so
That's
I
true.
can't really say that any friendships were born.
I don't know. I borrowed this from their website, right? This is directly from their corporate site. And it just kept going. Like, the whole story is endless with and it had like Olive Garden vibes because of our customers are like family to us. I don't know, it just made me think of the when you're here, your family kind of thing.
Yes.
So it was look, and this is nothing against the ice cream shop, by the way. Spoiler alert, it's fantastic ice cream.
Absolutely, yeah, really, really, really good.
But we'll get to that in a minute. Anyway, so Ryan's, as they mention in the copy on the website, they have been around for a while. They said over 30 years. Their logo on the company's sign actually says underneath scooping since 1988. So this ice cream shop's older than you.
Only by a year.
Well, yeah, but still. It's exciting. You're younger than the ice cream. Be happy.
All right, fine.
And speaking of their logo, I don't know about you, but I'm like obsessed. I really think their logo is super cute. Like, it has the Y in Ryan has a little swirl over it, and it looks like the Y is an ice cream cone. Did you look at it?
Do you have it? Ah. Oh, that is cute.
Isn't it adorable?
Yes.
Little sprinkles and everything. It's super cute, and they've been scooping since 1988. So I guess that's when the original one in Tinton Falls opened, and the one that we went to in Hazlitt is relatively new. In fact, the building that it's in actually used to be a Dairy Queen in the past, which I find hilarious because they kind of used the shell of another ice cream shop to make their ice cream shop.
That's very brazen of a choice.
Which is like, it's not aggressive, that's not the word, but it's
ironic.
I don't know. I just love it. It's like we will take the shell of the Dairy Queen and we will do better.
Well, spoiler alerts. I do like things in red shells from Dairy Queen, but we can get more into that later.
Yes, that's true.
And it does seem very brazen to me that they would make an ice cream store in the shell of an ice cream store that failed. I don't know what it is that they think that they have over Dairy Queen, other than definitely not everything, but it's just very brazen of them to create to open up a new ice cream store on the plot of an ice cream store that failed.
I would think so. It's ballsy in a good way.
And I think they're succeeding so far.
Me too. I'm sorry, am I boring you?
No. Just the sugar crash from the ice cream before.
Yeah. So a new thing we did with this episode, folks, is we actually went back to Ryan's right before the recording and ordered additional flavors so we could have more of a variety when we were talking about the review. So Paul over here is dealing with the aftermath of his order.
I'll be good though.
We'll make it through.
But yeah, we had to we wanted to go in to this podcast with like a little bit more of exposure to different types of ice cream that they had there. And as much as I absolutely loved what I got the first time around, I figured it was, appropriate that I should go try something else. And they were both really good. Both the first time I went there and the second time I went there.
Yes, I agree. But we'll get to that after we talk about the process of purchasing the ice cream and all the different ice cream types that this place has, because it's family owned and it's not a very large chain. It said in the original copy that there's 3 locations. We mentioned Tinton Falls, there's one in Hazlitt, and then there's one in Oakhurst, I think it said on the website. All of these are in New Jersey, for those of you who weren't sure, where, once again, we are based in central New Jersey. So these are all technically within striking distance for us, but the one that was nearest is the one we ended up going to. So, we're gonna hear about Ryan's flavor profile, I guess, and some of their signature dishes. So, Paul, could you talk to us about the things that Ryan's likes to make?
All right. And this is in their own words. I'm assuming off the website again.
Correct.
Signature dishes. At Ryan's, we offer a variety of flavors like cookies and cream, chocolate chip, and Rocky Road. But we also serve up specialty flavors that you can't get anywhere else. From Elvis and Raspberry Bomb to Peppermint Blast at the holidays, we are always crafting creative new concoctions. Crafting creative new concoctions.
I know, right? Try saying it again and again. It's really hard.
Maybe later. To keep things fresh and interesting, send us your favorite ideas, and maybe yours will be the next fan favorite. And I already know the one I'm looking forward to during the holiday season.
Yeah, and I'm going to talk about those right now. So, this ice cream shop seems to be open all year round because they have a variety of seasonal flavors that they make, especially like in winter, and there's fall flavors as well. So some of the most interesting ones I found on their website that they have photos of, you can check out on the site as well, are as follows. Pumpkin Oreo cheesecake, which are 3 things I would never think to put together, but that's fascinating. Gingerbread ice cream. What do you mean,
I don't know. I'm very specific about what I like gingerbread in.
I don't know. I love gingerbread. I would try that one. Eggnog, which, I don't really like eggnog to drink, so I mean, it's just the frozen version, not for me, but other people might like it.
I used to like it more as a kid, but I can't stand it now.
Yeah, that's fair. Caramel apple.
And that's what I'm looking forward to. I love apple. Anything with apple. Everything and anything with apple.
So caramel apple sounds good. And then ones that aren't necessarily seasonal, but I thought were interesting on the website, are chai tea ice cream.
That's interesting. I would definitely try it.
Love to try at some point. And something called spumoni ice cream.
What is that?
I'm telling you, I had to Google what spumoni is. And so this is directly from Wikipedia, brought to you by. Spumoni is a molded gelato made with layers of different colors and flavors, usually containing candied fruits and nuts. So, it's basically like a fruit cake, but ice cream.
I was about to say, that sounds like a fruit cake.
It's fruit cake ice cream, basically. So that one probably is maybe more holiday seasonal, I would think.
I mean, I do like fruit cake, so I would definitely give that a shot.
And fun fact, the word spumoni comes from the Italian word spuma, meaning foam. I don't know why. I don't know how any of that has to do with foam. Maybe
like when they first made it, its consistency was very frothy or something?
That's possible. Who knows? But they had some unique flavors on the website, and we'll talk more about our experience and the flavors we ended up choosing and why as we move along here. But can you talk to us? They do have one flavor that is supposed to be like their big claim to fame.
Yes, and I'm surprised about that a little bit because I don't think I've ever seen one of those trees in New Jersey.
Well, tell us about it.
All right. So apparently their claim to fame is called the Jersey Peach Flavor. And like I said, I don't think I've ever seen a peach tree anywhere in New Jersey. But let's see. The former owner, Elizabeth Ryan, started the seasonal tradition when she was picking peaches with her mom at Eastmont Orchards in Colts Neck. Okay, so I guess they had peaches up there in Colts Neck.
That's what I'm saying. I guess.
They picked the make.
They decided
to make homemade ice cream with the peaches, and this tradition continues with the new owner, who scooped ice cream at Ryan's when they were a kid.
Now, I said they because I could not find the identity of this person who currently owns the store. I'm assuming they must really like their privacy, because all over, it's nowhere on the website, it's nowhere on the Facebook, it's nowhere on their socials, it's nowhere, okay? All I know is that this Elizabeth Ryan person started this tradition many moons ago, and then they continue to make the peach ice cream every summer. Now, to date this recording, depending on when you're listening to it, we are starting this in July. Like, it doesn't matter the year necessarily, but it's summer, and I was hoping that we would find the Jersey peach flavor when we arrived.
I feel like we might have to go down to Tinton Falls or something if we really want to hunt it down.
We maybe will have to try that, because they did not have it in the location we went to.
We honestly should have asked them when we were there.
That's
but
smart.
Also the fact that their freezer is currently on the fritz.
Yes, they said that they had they're short of freezer because one of them is broken. So that our luck, that's probably the freezer that the Jersey peach ice cream was in, and it melted all over the place.
Which is a total bummer if that's the case.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you another note from the future. So this time we are taking a break to pause and further discuss the Jersey peach flavor of ice cream from Ryan's Homemade Ice Cream, because when we recorded the original podcast, they hadn't had it in stock and we weren't able to try it. However, thanks to the beautiful invention of Instagram, we were able to follow their account and find out when it was returned to stock, and we tried it, and I have to tell you folks, it was really worth the wait. I am not a big fruit-flavored ice cream person. Paul is more into that than I am, but I have to tell you, this ice cream was phenomenal. It was not too sweet, not synthetic tasting at all. It had a solid peach flavor. It had really small pieces of like the peach pulp woven in there so you could get authentic flavor. And Paul said that this would be his second choice if they were out of cherry vanilla. And I personally cannot wait to go back and get another scoop. It wouldn't surprise me knowing us. But the good news is, despite the fact that they did have limited variety when we went there, for terms of flavors, they still had a lot of variety in terms of how you can enjoy your ice cream, yes. which I always appreciate. So
I really like their options. The one in particular, which we'll get to eventually, was really awesome. Yeah.
So that's the first one on the list anyway. So do you want to explain what a blend-in is for the folks at home?
All right. That's the one I was just talking about a second ago. And so far, it's been my favorite of their formats. I don't know how you want to put it. So basically, Ryan's sells 3 types of ice cream. They sell soft serve, they sell normal ice cream, and they're what they call hard ice cream. And then they also sell frozen yogurt. Now, what a blend-in is, you start with choosing one of those 3. You have the soft serve, you got the normal ice cream, or the frozen yogurt, and that's your base. Then you choose toppings of your choice. One, and you can choose 1 or 2 or 3. And then what they do is similar to how they mix in the toppings into Cold Stone ice cream. They put it they throw it on the slab and then they knead it together so that it creates the toppings are consistent throughout it. But instead they use a blender for in Ryan's. So they put the ice cream in of your choice, and then they throw the toppings of your choice in the bowl, and then they blend it so that it's consistent throughout. And due to the friction, it causes the ice cream to melt a little bit, but it's fine, because by the time that they're done mixing in the ice cream with the toppings, it has the consistency of a really thick milkshake. And they give you a really big straw. That's the word. Yes,
it was like a boba straw that they gave you.
Literally, this is the boba tea equivalent of ice cream. So my choice on the topping that I went with and the ice cream was, I chose regular vanilla ice cream, because I'm a very regular vanilla guy. I explained this in the last podcast. And then topping that they had was nerd. Oh, well, they had lots of toppings. This place has an incredible amount of toppings. Mm-hmm. The one I chose is Nerds. And you're probably going to be hearing this a lot if you continue to listen to our podcast. But I love Nerds. I think Nerds are the most underrated and best topping there is of ice cream. They're sprinkles that actually have a core to them, of a sweet core to them. I love their shape. I love their crunch. I think that Nerds are just the best ice cream topping there is. And between the vanilla ice cream and the Nerds being the topping, mixed all together and having the consistency of a thick milkshake, given with the straw that they gave us, it was like having literally boba tea in the form of ice cream with the Nerds. And also,
there's more.
Yes, there's one more part to this. So along with having the type of ice cream that you chose and the toppings that you choose, 1 or multiple, you are also given whipped cream on the top and a cherry.
Because you gotta have the cherry on top.
Right.
That's like the law of ice cream.
Right. It wouldn't be ice cream otherwise.
It's true.
It's really, really good.
And that's just one of the options that they had.
Right. I personally have never seen that anywhere before. Have you?
No, I mean, it's similar to a milkshake in the sense that it's like blended and you drink it with a straw, but it's like the way it's separate on their menu from the milkshakes. So there must be something different they're doing. I don't know the science behind it, but
the milkshake is probably more liquidy, if I was to take a guess.
Maybe.
This is made of actual ice cream, and you have like all the toppings that you could choose from in it.
True. I don't know. But anyway, that's exciting because they have a lot of different things that you can choose from, whether it's this blend-in item or they also have ice cream floats, which I think is exciting. You can pick... I didn't see a soda machine, though, to be honest, so I don't know what they're floating. Unless they have
maybe it's
like
in the back.
Soda in the back, probably. Anyway, the point is you can have ice cream floats, you can have... there was a banana split kind of situation, which I cannot have, unfortunately, because I am allergic to bananas.
Sad.
Makes me sad every time. Then they had, your classic soft serves, you had scooped ice cream, you can get custom ice cream cakes made, and then one thing that I tried from here that I was really excited about was a waffle bowl. So it's just a waffle cone that goes in your bowl, so you don't have to, like, worry about making a giant mess of your cone.
I love waffle anything, but
Me too.
Those waffle bowls are really cool.
Really cool.
Because typically, I will typically, like, I don't know, I've been changing lately. I've never been a cone person in general. I've always been a bowl guy.
I'm turning you over to the dark side of cones.
Yes, and I've always liked bowls because they don't make a mess, they don't break, they don't break. We'll get to that later.
It'll make sense why that's funny.
All right. They don't break, and they're just like, they don't make a mess, and then you just throw them away when you're done. But having a waffle bowl is just like the best of both worlds.
It really was, and I have to tell. So we can move on now, at least to the things we ordered more specifically. So we have only been to this place twice. It's not the same level of experience as our Carvel was. However, I think even with this limited experience, we can say that this is just a real high quality ice cream shop. The ice cream is delicious, and despite whatever kind of flavor you order, it's probably going to be good. So Paul already talks about his blend-in experience the first time we went, which was honestly such a good experience in general because we had just gone to the beach and we like stopped on the way home for ice cream. We were all like warm and a little bit sun-kissed, and it was like just a nice vibe.
Sun-kissed, okay.
Well, that's the...
I've never heard that term before.
You've never heard the term sun-kissed?
Nope. Is that K-I-S-T?
No, K-I-S-S-E-D. K-I-S-T would be a brand of orange soda.
Oh, yeah. Right. I don't drink soda. I forget these things.
That's okay. Anyway, our experience the first time, Paul got the blend-in and I got the waffle bowl. You folks at home probably know this by now because I've said it about 8 times in only 2 episodes, but I'm really a big fan of chocolate. So I got the waffle bowl with chocolate soft serve, and one of the unique toppings they had, it isn't really a unique topping, it's just you don't see it on a lot of ice cream shop menus. At least I don't. They had Kit Kats available to put on your ice cream. I've only seen that at one other location, and it wasn't even an ice cream store, it's an ice cream truck.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So anyway, so the Kit Kats were there, and that was really exciting. I love Kit Kats. They are, I think, probably my favorite candy. I go back and forth between them and Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Yeah, you do, but you talk more fondly about Kit Kats, I feel like, than you do Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Because they're the perfect snack. And I don't know if that's a hot take or not, but I really just enjoy them. They're crispy, they're sweet, they're not too heavy. You don't feel sick if you eat them.
I definitely feel like that's more of a subjective thing. But I do agree, Kit Kats are really good. Like, if I'm hungry, I'm going to be looking for you to break off a piece because they're pretty good and you always got them.
It's very true. And, I mean, not that this has anything to do with the ice cream part of this podcast, but Kit Kats have so many flavors that exist.
That's true.
In the world.
I'm a big fan of the green tea flavored ones. The matcha. Yeah, the matcha ones.
My coworker brought in the lemon ones a couple weeks ago.
Never even heard of those.
It was good. It was, like, actually really good. Like, if you like lemon flavored things, it was fantastic. But
and Kit Kats are the brand of candy that there's like those boxes in Japan, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they have like hundreds of flavors of different types of Kit Kats. And like just like that they have like snack like prescription things, like you get a certain amount of like they have the prescription services that you get like a variety of books.
You mean subscriptions?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Don't you get smart with me. I was only a pharmacy technician for like, what, a year and a half?
Your prescription Kit Kat is ready, sir. Please eat one piece.
Well, it's definitely going to make me feel better.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm sorry.
You're not laughing at me. You're laughing with me. But I'm not laughing.
I'm laughing a lot for the both of us. Alright, so now that the Kit Kat prescription has been filled, I got chocolate soft serve with Kit Kats. It was after the beach. It was a hot day. We had the ice cream. We ate it in the car. It was awesome. We enjoyed it very much.
Mm-hmm.
Then, fast forward to today, when it's like, I don't know, give or take 1,000,000 degrees outside.
1.5 million.
1.5 million. It's really, really hot today, to the point where my computer kept having like the heat advisory note on the weather
really?
app. Mm-hmm.
Where was this happening? At work?
No, if this little thing in the corner, see, heat warning.
Oh, I thought you meant like your computer was like overheating and it was being like, turn me off now.
No, the weather app just keeps telling me, don't go outside. It's bad out there.
Yeah, I went outside for like 5 minutes or something earlier, and by the time that I came back in, I was a sweating mess and had to go take a shower. It was not pretty.
I literally like parked the car after work, got out of the car, walked up the stairs, and by the time I came inside, I was sweaty.
Yeah, and disgusting. You passed out on the bed.
I did. I had to lie down. It was a problem.
It's a real problem.
So, it's 1,000,000 degrees out, and so we thought it would be a good idea to get ice cream to help with that. And it seems like there were other people with the same idea, because this was the first time we went, there was like nobody around.
They were probably all still at the beach. We left early.
We did leave early, that's true. But there were not a lot of people the first time we went. This time there were a couple other cars in the lot. There was a family sitting outside eating their ice cream, which I don't know why on earth they were doing that, because it was 1,000,000 degrees.
Because they had ice cream. They were adjusting their temperature through intake of cold foods.
I don't know. Still not just...
Yeah, they're definitely braver people than us.
They are so brave.
Yeah, we got out of the car, we ran straight in, and then once we got out, we ran straight out. But we definitely had to run straight out after we got the ice cream.
The incident with your cone. Well, you want to talk about what you ordered this time, and then we'll talk about the incident with your cone.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we just segued there. We might as well keep going. So this time around, I went with something a little bit more basic. It was either a banana sundae or this, and I wasn't in the mood for a banana sundae. Personally, I don't really like the idea of bananas being in my ice cream unless it's at Milkcraft.
Oh, interesting.
And you know which one I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about, and they will too in a future episode.
Yes. Milkcraft is so good. But anyway, we're talking about Ryan's right now. So I had a very basic bitch ice cream. It was just a cone with cherry vanilla ice cream. And again, if you remember my singing the praises of Carvel, you'll remember that I talked about cherry vanilla ice cream extensively. And I would have to probably say it is my favorite regular ice cream flavor.
Mm-hmm.
And by regular ice cream, I mean ice cream that is not soft serve and ice cream that is not Italian ice.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Classic scooped ice cream flavor.
Yes. Let me tell you, Carvel is good, but this puts Carvel to shame.
Wow.
Their cherry vanilla ice cream is out of this world. I'd have to say that, if you remember me talking about ice cream flavors that I really enjoy, a lot of it has to do with if it's a fruit, if it's like the base flavor comes from a fruit, if the ice cream itself contains the fruit, that is already like a plus in my book. Carvel does this, but Ryan's goes all out. I would have to say, like, at least 20% of my ice cream was like cherry vanilla
pieces.
Cherry pieces. Yes, it was loaded with little bits of cherry, and it was so good.
And I say I appreciate that with not even just the fruit ice creams, but any ice cream that has a mix-in to it, like cookie dough or mint chip, these things that you're supposed to have a lot of the thing in it, and it's annoying when the thing is not there.
Yeah.
So it's kudos to Ryan's for their, homemade ice cream. And they do make it homemade, like it is small batches. So somebody is hitting cherries and putting a crap ton of them in the ice cream for you.
Yeah, I don't know how they did it. It was like, I don't know exactly how to explain it, but as I said, ton of cherries, but also there's this like thing with cherry vanilla ice cream. I don't know how they make it, but but there's like a goopiness to it. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
it's the black goop.
The juices from the cherries. No?
And it like coalesces to become like a syrupy consistency.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was a lot of that in there around the cherries. Like, it was off the chain. Yeah, this was like absolutely the best cherry vanilla ice cream that I've ever had in a ice cream store.
Wow.
Yeah, it beat out Carvel really hard.
R.I.P. Carvel.
Yes, but wait, does Ryan's do deliveries?
I don't think so. I didn't see them on. Well, to be fair, I haven't checked DoorDash. They don't do it on their original, like on their own site or anything.
Right, because that wouldn't be very cost effective to have someone running out ice cream all the time.
Right. Let me check.
I mean, Carvel is whenever we like order from Carvel, that's where that's what I'll usually get. If I go in person to Carvel, I'll usually pick up like the box of soft serve vanilla ice cream cones with the that are red dipped, and they give you 4 of those, and that's really nice. I'll usually like eat them over a span of 2 weeks or something like that.
So to answer your question, no, they do not deliver.
That is a shame, but they're close to us, so we are kind of winning anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But yeah, that cherry vanilla, incredible.
I think it's funny that we almost like not exactly opposite flavors today, but sort of, because you got cherry vanilla on a cone, right? The ice cream flavor I tried for the first time that I've never seen anywhere else, really, I don't think, was chocolate strawberry. And let me tell you, the damn thing tasted just like a chocolate-covered strawberry. And there were actual strawberry pieces in the chocolate ice cream. And there will be pictures on our Instagram and in the video, if you're watching this on YouTube. It's weird how the ice cream was like tinged pink. Like it was brown as a base.
It was weird. It was like the color of red velvet.
Yes, it was very red velvet-esque.
In color.
Not in flavor. In flavor, it tasted just like a chocolate-covered strawberry. There were actual chunks of strawberries in there that you got as you were eating, which was good. And moving kind of sort of into the review phase of this, where we talk about the elements of the ice cream, I want to talk about the portions that they give you at this place.
Oh, wow, I almost forgot that, yeah.
Because I ordered mediums for myself, and we brought ice cream home for my mother. And these medium cups had to have, no joke, like 6 or 7 scoops of ice cream in them.
Yeah, they went
crazy. And these were the mediums. These were not the larges. The larges, I'm afraid they would have just given us the container in the freezer.
They put so many
scoops.
They put so many scoops in my waffle cone that the cone literally broke. I almost completely forgot to even bring that up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's why we had to
rush.
We had to rush out of the store and quickly get back to the car and blast the AC as hard as we could, because they literally filled up my cone so hard that it cracked. And I didn't complain. They were willing to like give me a new cone, but then I was thinking, it was like, there's like 4 scoops of ice cream in there, and they want to give me a new cone. If I just keep the same cone, I definitely won't lose any of the ice cream. So I just accepted the fact that it was a broken cone and started eating it as fast as I could.
Yeah, and I have to say, I mean, even with the previous orders, not just today, the soft serve bowl with the waffle bowl that I got last time, I struggled to finish it, and I was hungry. You know what I mean? Like, I had a hard time finishing all my ice cream.
Yeah, you came back from the beach, you were tired, you were hot, you wanted something cold.
I wanted ice cream. And it was delicious and it was amazing, but I struggled to get it all down just because they gave me so much. No one can say that this place is stingy. It is the opposite of stingy. They are basically giving ice cream away.
Yes, it was. In terms of quantity, this place is great.
And we have to, in addition to that, like, you got a lot of stuff for fairly little money. For the record, like, the first time we went, for both of us, we spent about $18. Which is a little more than what we tend to pay at Carvel. But again, you got so much more ice cream. And the quality is...
The quality is...
excellent.
Fantastic.
And then for this time, we ordered ice cream for 3 people, because we got the bonus ice cream for my mom. And it was only $27. And I didn't finish my ice cream, and the rest of it's in the freezer.
I had to finish mine because it was in a cone.
Right.
Do you know if they make like I feel like this has to exist, but it's probably for some really bougie like freezers, but like some
cone stands?
Yeah, like some cone stand for people who want to like save their ice cream for later.
Hang on a minute.
You're looking it up?
Going on Amazon.
I bet you it exists.
I bet you it exists too.
Bougie. Because I mean, there's got to be people who like probably have their own ice cream maker and just want the ability to like store. Oh, yep, there it is.
Now you can do this. I assume this is for display reasons, but I imagine there's no reason you couldn't put this rack in the freezer.
As long as you had a freezer that's big enough to actually accommodate it.
And then there you go. So you can get. We'll put a picture of these in the video version of this, but it's $22.99 for 2 racks. Where you can fit 1, 2, 3, 12. You can put 2 dozen ice cream cones in your freezer with these things. Yes. That's absurd.
But you need a freezer that has some height to it.
The space for it. Yeah.
Like if we had nothing on the bottom shelf of our rolling out freezer, we might be able to do that.
It's true.
But also then I'd be worried about the legs collapsing.
Yeah. And the cones would get squished and it'd be a whole mess.
Yes.
Clean up in the freezer.
But if they keep them nice and frozen, they're not going to like melt or like make a big mess. It'll just be clumped and then we have to just scoop it out.
Well, hopefully. Anyway.
But yeah, our freezer's not good enough for that.
Our freezer, I hate our freezer. I just, in general, as my other hot take, I hate the freezer drawer.
I think that it's terrible.
I think it's the worst development that, and every single modern refrigerator has the thing now.
You go to the refrigerator section. You go to the refrigerator section in every store that has them, and you go and you judge them all because none of them ever have like an actual like freezer section that isn't like a pull-out drawer.
It makes me so angry. The other day when we went to Best Buy for whatever we went to Best Buy for
the PS5.
Oh, we finally bought a PS5.
Yeah, it only took like 3 years.
No biggie. But when we went to Best Buy, I was just looking at refrigerators because it really grinds my gears that every refrigerator in the land has a freezer drawer. And you know how in the older refrigerators it was freezer on top, fridge on bottom?
It only makes sense.
So it was fridge on top, but the freezer was on the bottom, but it was still a door.
Oh, that's
nice.
It
was weird. It was cool because at least it wasn't the pull-out. It was a door and you could look and see what's in the freezer. But it was on the bottom.
If I was to think about it from like a technical point of view, it might be easier to have a freezer on the bottom because cold falls and heat rises. So if you're trying to like pump the cold into like the top, it's more difficult because if you just like use gravity, then maybe all the extra, like the real cold settles in the bottom, and then that's where like it settles in the freezer, like on the bottom.
Possibly.
I don't know. It's just me thinking about it logistically, and I don't know if there's anything to that, but that's my guess.
Me either. Listeners, if you are a refrigerator expert and you know the science behind the reason that freezers are now on the bottom instead of the top, let us know in the comments.
Yes, we'd be very appreciative.
We are curious. Also, if you design refrigerators, stop making it with the drawers. We hate them.
Yes.
They're the worst.
Uh-huh.
That has been your PSA about refrigerators. So, overall, the review.
Yes. Yes, the part that you've all been waiting for.
I think we can agree. Creaminess and consistency of all of the different things we tried. Top notch.
Yes.
10 out of 10.
If we're talking about specifically, again, from like a point of view of a person who has lactose intolerance, the creaminess that I've had from both the what you call it, the blend in and the normal ice cream in the cone, I have not had any stomach problems. So the creaminess is probably in the 40% range if I was to take a guess. I've only ever had real problems when the creaminess in ice cream reaches around the 70% part. And we'll get more into that if we ever get around to, what's that place in Connecticut called?
Mystic Drawbridge.
Mystic Drawbridge. Because I learned a lot just sitting inside that ice cream store. They had a lot of interesting information about ice cream. But short, I'll just give like a truncated version of it. Basically, most modern ice cream is made in a way that like
there's a lot of air.
Yeah, there's a lot of air. Yeah.
And their ice cream, the Mystic place prides themselves on having less air and more actual cream. And it messed him up.
The ice cream is amazing. It is just like pure cream. And I do not handle things with pure cream really well. May they be ice cream or soup or whatever. But I do not handle cream very well. But I would say that Ryan's homemade ice cream probably is around the 40 percentile of a normal ice cream store. Maybe even 50. It seemed like it was a little bit creamier than Carvel.
It was definitely creamier than Carvel.
It was good.
It was really good.
It was good.
It was really good. And I think we can also agree that the flavors that we tried were top-notch flavors. Like you went on about how the cherry vanilla is probably the best cherry vanilla you've had.
And the vanilla was really nice too. But also, like, I was tasting Nerd with every bite. So.
Right, and that's good because that means it was mixed well and you got the toppings you wanted in each bite. I really enjoyed my soft serve with the Kit Kats. I can't stress enough how excited I was to see Kit Kats on the toppings list in general.
Mm-hmm.
And then to, have it coupled with a really good soft serve. And I'm like a soft serve snob. So
yes,
soft serve snob. Say that 10 times fast.
Oh, we forgot to mention that they had the pineapple soft serve.
Oh, we didn't try it this time. We tried it at another place, which we will talk about in another episode. But they did also, I guess for summer, have the pineapple soft serve as an option. So if it's as good as their chocolate, I'm telling you, it's probably fantastic.
Yeah, so we've had it before. Really good. Like, the consistency was like a halfway point between soft serve. Oh, never mind. Yeah, we'll get to that later.
Stop talking about other episodes on this episode.
All right. Go on.
Anyway, so because back to Ryan's ice cream.
Giving me the death stare.
So, experience in general, atmosphere and location. So I think we talked about how it's funny that it's in the shell of an old Dairy Queen. It's on the way back from, like, the shore. So it's probably a good place for people on their way back from the beach to stop and grab a cone or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And
a lot of those people are going back to New York, which means that they can't hit the Parkway until they at least get past that point, which means that they are forced to go past the location.
True. And it's a cute little store. I mean, it's not anywhere fancy. It's just off the, like, on the main highway next to, what is it, a gas station?
Yeah.
And that's about it.
And then it's like a whole bunch of, like a housing area, like on the right side of it.
Yeah, residential properties and whatnot.
The only thing I feel bad for them about is that there's like 2 other stores with red roofs on the way over there.
Oh my
within
God.
within close.
I was driving, I'm trying to find it, and I had my blinker on, and I almost turned into like a tire store. I'm like, that's not it. I get back on the road, and I have my blinker on again. I almost turn into a gas station. I'm like, that's not it. And then the third one
was finally
the ice cream place. But I almost went to 2 different locations before I got it right.
Right.
So that was the whole thing. But other than that, I still think our experience was excellent. And the price.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say getting confused with like the location is like anything that I would be considered bad enough to like. It
was funny.
It was funnier than anything else.
Oh boy. So once again, our placement on the tier list, we're in agreement again this time. That probably won't happen every time, but this time.
Yes.
We agree that we are going to be placing Ryan's on the low side of the S tier. So it is a top tier ice cream shop, but not the top of the top, if that makes sense.
Yes, there is one store above them so far. And it's, I would definitely consider it my favorite, but would you consider it your favorite?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have
a favorite.
We do have a favorite.
And we will talk about it in future.
Yes. And they're the only ones above Ryan's right now. Ryan's is that good. If you are an ice cream connoisseur like we are, and you are in our area near Hazlitt, Middletown, Union Beach,
Monmouth County, New Jersey,
you need to go over and try Ryan's homemade ice cream. Definitely
worth the trip.
Yes.
Thoroughly enjoyed my ice cream.
Mm-hmm. And I can't wait to go back again. I'm probably going to go for the blend-in again.
I literally, as much as I love the summer, I'm like, I can't wait till winter because I want to try their seasonal flavors.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for, like, the gingerbread ice cream.
It's so interesting how you want ice cream in the winter that
badly.
Listen,
this ice cream podcast has to go all year, so we're going to be eating ice cream in the winter.
That is true. That is true.
There is no wrong time for ice cream.
I mean, that is true. That is definitely one of, like, Carvel's biggest selling points, the fact that they never close. Even Rita's closes.
True. And like I said, I think this place has to be open all year because they have holiday flavors.
Right.
So
I am so looking forward to that caramel apple.
Yes, that should be hopefully coming in the fall.
Really?
I would think, right? That's usually when they're popular.
That would make sense.
For, like, Halloween.
I mean, that's also when they have the candy apples over at Delicious Orchards.
Yes.
I love...
Fun fact, Delicious Orchards is the preferred orchard where the current owners of Ryan's get
Gets
their
the
peaches
peaches?
for the peach ice cream that we couldn't find.
That's interesting. If they're getting them from delicious orchards, I'm sure that they're very, very good then.
Yeah. So that pretty much concludes everything we have to say about Ryan's Homemade Ice Cream. Please, please go if you are able. It is a fantastic ice cream shop.
Yes, lend your support to a store that absolutely deserves it.
Mm-hmm.
We give it our seal of approval.
Yes.
Whatever that's worth.
Our cherry on top.
Yes, that.
Something like that.
Uh-huh.
But thank you very much for listening. Remember to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube using the handle @ScookedPodcast. That's @ScookedPodcast on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Be sure to follow us, like, and subscribe so you can always know where to go for your frozen favorites. And tune in next week for a review of a chain that's actually international and famous for freshly mixing your order right before your very eyes.
I feel like you just gave it completely away with that one.
Hey, you know what? I'm doing my best to allow our audience to hazard an appropriate guess.
I'm pretty sure you just smacked them in the face with that appropriate guess.
Listen, I'm trying my best over here, okay?
All right.
International chain. International. Who knew? I didn't know they were international until I did this research.
I just had to read that 3 times. I didn't know they were international either.
They're in, the teaser for next week, they're in, guess how many countries this chain is in. It's wild.
15?
I'm not telling you now. You have to guess.
All right, fine.
And I'll reveal it next week.
Yeah, not only are they international, but they also have their own video game.
Oh my gosh, we can't wait till next week. We're so excited to talk to you about it. But for now, we must close. Thank you again for listening to Scooped Podcast, and we look forward to reviewing more ice cream with you.
Yes. As always, it's been fun.
Bye.
Bye.